Good morning. Peace to you. That's peace with two fingers. Hey, question for you. Is it real? Let me give you a little hint about what I'm talking about here. Have you ever questioned the authenticity of things around you? Things you hear, things you observe. If someone is authentic in believing in what they say, or is it just to create havoc or an image? So you have a social media account, you go online, you make videos about your life. Cool. A lot of us do that. I actually did a lot of videos and posted some pictures of my travels recently, my wife and I. So, hey, share that with the world. Personally, I was just sharing it with people in my orbit, my family and my friends and extended family. So you say the world or society has dealt you a raw deal. If that's you out there making these claims, is it true? I got a legitimate question. Why are so many people making videos in their cars? What's up with that? I mean, don't you want to look somewhat professional? I mean, there's a reason for doing a video in your car. I mean, you're making a video about something and the travel in your car or being in your car for that particular moment of time makes sense. But if all your videos are done in your car, then what does that say about the venues that you have available? I mean, fix up your home, fix up a space in your home that you can sit down and set up your camera and do a video. Make it look good, make it look professional, or just make it look decent. It's a bad look if you're in your car crying about how somebody did you wrong. So here's an idea. Let's get back to enjoying life. Because if we're having fun, if we're enjoying our life, the best of our ability, with the resources we have available to us, then we're not doing these things. So here's a suggestion. When you're doing whatever it is you're doing, step back and take a look at the perception. Take a moment, if you have the time, and if it's appropriate in the situation, to look at your surroundings, to understand what you're putting out in the world. Is whatever you're complaining about truly a problem? Is it a perceived problem, or is it a real problem? Do you own any of the responsibility for creating the problem? To thyself be true. I, I wouldn't know if you're lying to me or not, but you know. And that's the question I'm asking you. Do you own any of the responsibility for creating the problem? Reflect on it. Dig deep. Determine if the issues you perceive against you are real. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. If they are, where do you see yourself in the solution? What can you do to make things better? Since things are bad, or if things are that bad, what can you do? You got to take some ownership on yourself, right? I mean, it's not always someone else's problem. Sometimes we do things to ourselves or do things to hurt ourselves unknowingly. But when that hurt begins, then we have to reflect. Life is a constant change, a give and take, sort of you put things out into the world and then things come back to you. So if you're putting good things out, then not all, but most of the time, you're getting good things back. But if you're putting bad things out, and that's why I say dig deep and determine if the perceived wrongs are real. So once you've dug deep and did your introspective search upon yourself in your heart, in your mind, is there anything you can do to change the outcome? Now, normally, reaching solutions and involving other people requires a level of commitment by all parties. So, first, you got to have an agreement on the facts at hand. Does everyone involved understand and agree on the facts at hand and the expectations of each person that has to be addressed? All right, so once you've addressed that, once everyone is in agreement or is in knowledge of the facts at hand, then the compromise begins. In most cases, sensible people want a good outcome. So sensible people tend to want to work with you. They'll give a little to get a little. It's called compromise. Not quid pro quo, because that is not compromise. Compromise is, okay, I can live with this, but you have to do this, or we have to abide to this. That's a compromise. During your negotiations, be sensible, be caring, be agreeable. And if you can't be agreeable, at least be principled and firm when it's required. Being firm just means there are certain idyllic values that you truly believe in that are deep for you, so you just won't give in to them. So in your negotiation, there are certain things you can, and those are the things that you can identify prior to the negotiation, so that you can come to a compromise. If possible, you don't always have to compromise, but when it's possible, know what you're willing to give. All right. Don't be afraid to admit if you made a mistake. That's okay. We all make mistakes. And when you do, try to apologize if you can, if it requires an apology, or fix whatever the problem is. Now, I tend to work well with people who have these qualities and are confident enough to hold me to the same standards. Qualities: be honorable. Stand by your word. Have some integrity. Don't lie about things, or what do they call it nowadays? Cap. Just to make your point. Just to have your way. So be honorable. Have some integrity. Show commitment. Right? If you're coming to do something, then be committed to seeing it through. Be committed to doing the best you can. And then have some moral courage. And that's where holding people accountable comes in. Just because you like someone or you have a bond with someone, that should actually be more of a motivation to hold their feet to the fire. And this is moral courage comes in when you have to tell someone, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. You don't have to be mean about it. You don't have to try to humiliate someone. But, just let them know that, hey, I disagree with that. You're wrong, and here's why. And so what can we do now to move forward and get past this? This is a short video. As I close it out, I want to impress upon you to show concern for those less. We see them as we go about our daily lives, and sometimes we walk right past them. Sometimes we might turn our nose up at them, but let us not do that. If you can't help, then and you can't find someone, or if there's no one in close proximity that you can pass it on to, then just keep pushing. But don't be rude, don't be mean, show some respect. I don't know if you know this, but over or nearly 50% of our homeless nowadays, homeless adults that is, are senior citizens over 50 years old. And I don't think anybody starts out their life and goes about it with the intention of ending up homeless. So, you know, there are, I'm sure, some people out there that have made that decision for themselves. But there are a lot more of them out there that are in situations that arose that they couldn't figure out how to get out of, or at least start trying to work through now. So again, I say, if you see someone that needs help and you can help them, if you have the time and the inclination, then please do so. Hold a conversation if you have the time. Find out not only what it is they need, but if they will tell you why they found themselves in this situation, and if you know of any organizations that are out there to help, point them in the right direction. So before I go, please like, subscribe, and share this video. And if you found any value in it, please leave me a comment below. I would like to know what you think. This is, like I said, for me, just a discussion. And it is temporarily one way. So I'm speaking to you now, and I'm asking you to please speak to me. May God bless you and everyone that you love and all the people in your orbit. In God's name,